Crazy Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON founder Jaya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananti Koti Vaishnavanda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Hari Rastakur ki Jai. Prem Sako Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadara Shiva Sri Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunta Radha Kunta Hiri Govardhana ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan ki Jai. Tina Vidvita ki Jai. Bhakti-dhama ki Jai. Yogi-dhama ki Jai. Ram Sapinas Day ki Jai. Good Premanande. All glories to the Samudra. All glories to the Samudra. All glories to the Samudra. All glories to the Lord Sweet of Sri Sri Jai Sri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadara Sri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktivedanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vritsabhanu Devi Pranidhi Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dila Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Bhustate Namo Brahmai Rivaya Go Brahmane Taya Jagatpate Krishna Govardhana Namo Jai. So today is a very special day. The appearance day of Lord Ramachandra. In India, Lord Ram is a little more popular than Krishna because Lord Ramachandra is ideal. He's the ideal king, he's the ideal son, he's the ideal husband, the ideal father, the ideal brother. He's just perfect. You can't find any fault in him. While those who are not in full knowledge of Krishna's supremacy, they find fault in Krishna. Oh, Ram had only one wife and Krishna had 16,108 wives. And Krishna stole when he was a child butter and he lied and he did all kinds of things. Not knowing that Krishna is God. And as God, he can break his own laws. Because what are the laws? They are made by him for us to behave perfectly. But if the Lord wants to break himself that law, then it's all right for him to do that. So the story starts. There was a king called Dasarath, and in those days, persons they lived like for 100,000 years. In this age, Kali Yuga, one lived only 100, little more at the most. But during that time, they lived 100,000 years. And for 60,000 years, he didn't have a child. And for the first thousands of years, he couldn't be bothered. It was all right for him. But then, when he was like 60,000 years, which is for our age 60, he was thinking, I don't have an heir. And every king, it's important to prolong the dynasty, that they have a son to become the next king. And he didn't have a son. So he became very morose and depressed. And he requested and he revealed his mind, like you do, to his Guru Maharaj, Siddhamuni, and who told him to perform an Ashwamedha sacrifice. And in this sacrifice, a horse is sent throughout the world. At that time, the civilized people, they lived only in places where there's warm, like India and around India, that's where people live. And only now we can live here, because why? Because there's central heating and because there's electricity, otherwise it would be hellish here. So, and it is described that the kings who were not behaving like a king should be, were banished or killed by Parashuram, another incarnation, and they fled to places like Turkey, Italy, and Greece, the Romans. And that's why, they are Roma, they are fiery, and they have, like in Italy, vendetta. If you do something wrong, there will be retaliation, etc., etc. So the Kshatriyas, their nature is fiery, and they have to be, they're really macho. Like a Brahmin is very skinny, they don't go do bodybuilding, etc. They don't do hard work, they just preach and they just study the literatures. But the Kshatriyas, the warriors, they have to fight one time against an enemy. So they go to the forest and they try to kill a lion, sometimes with the bare hands, or like that. And anyway, so Dasarath was around 60 in our time, and so a horse was sent all over where people lived, where the kingdoms were, along with a group of soldiers. And if that horse came in your country, then you could do two things. You could accept Dasarath is our emperor and we don't do anything, or you fight, but no one fought against it. They accepted Dasarath as the emperor of the whole world. So you have kings, or Maharajas as they're called in India. Raj means king, and Maha means great king, just like you have Prasad and Maha Prasad. So Jan and Mahajan. Jan is living entity, and Mahajan is a very great living entity. So the horse came back with the soldiers, and they performed a fire sacrifice, and they were offering prayers, and suddenly out of the fire sacrifice, some golden personality arose holding a pot, and he gave that pot to Dasarath. And then the king stood up, and in order to pay obeisances, like now, when I was saying the Jayon prayers, hardly anyone went on the floor to pay obeisances. We used to go everyone with your head touching, that is obeisances. Like that. Things like this get lost a little in due course of time when the Acharya leaves. But, like Rati does, you pay your obeisances during the Jayon prayers. So, so the Raj, you can pay obeisance like this, but you also by circumambulating, like we do around Tulsi Aarti, Tulsi, you circumambulate. That's also a way of offering respect. So he wanted to, he started to circle this personality, and then suddenly the personality disappeared again in the fire. So then he went home with his wives, and he had 3 wives. The eldest was Kausalya, The second one, who knows? Sumitra. And third one was Kaikei. So Kaikei was the youngest, and he was very attached to her because she was like 20 years younger than the other woman, and she was very beautiful. And one time he was on a battlefield with her, and then something happened with the wheel of the chariot, and it is described that she somehow or other she put her finger in it to keep the wheel going, and then when the battle was finished, he said, "Wonderful! Please ask me a boon." And she didn't have anything to ask for because she had everything already, you know. So she said, "I'll give you 3 boons," he said. And she said, "Can I ask them later?" He said, "All right, let it be." So then he went to the palace and he gave 1 portion to his first queen, Kasalia, and then to Kaikei. And they both felt sorry for Sumitra, so they both gave a portion of their ambrosia nectar to that queen. So then immediately they felt like they were pregnant. Can you imagine? So there was no sexual intercourse, just by drinking something nectarian, they felt pregnant and elated and felt it was very auspicious and something wonderful had happened. So in due course of time, they gave birth. Rāma was the first one. So he was the eldest. He was the son of the eldest queen, Kausalya. And Sumitra, and Kaikei got her son was Bharat, and Sumitra got a twin, Lakshman and Shukna. I find it difficult to. So Ram and Lakshman, they were inseparable. They were always together. And Ram didn't eat if Lakshman wasn't there. And the same way Bharat was with Shukna. So when he was about 12 or 13 years old, Lord Ramachandra, a sage came to the palace called Vishvamitra. And when a sage comes, the kings, they get up and they walk the street and like that. And the sage told Dasharat, he says, there are demons, these sages living in the forest. There are demons, they throw stool and urine on our sacrifice and they do all kinds of horrible things. So please, because I'm a sage, I can kill them by mantra, but I don't want to use my power by becoming angry and use it to kill someone. Because if you become weaker in power by cursing someone or by killing someone like that. So I said, I would like your son, Ram, to come. And then Dasharat, he was horrified. He said, but he's only very, very young. He has never fought any battle. Let me come. I will stand there. I will stand there day and night. Please don't take Ram. But Vishvamitra, he persisted. And as a king, you have to, first of all, he said, what can I do for you? Just ask me and I'll give it to you. And then the question was asked, so he cannot terugkrabbelen. He cannot say, oh, no, not really. So he promised, and the word of a Kshatriya, of a king, once promised, he gives it. He will cut off his arm, if he had promised something. Like he said, I promise you, and if it doesn't happen, I will cut off my arm. He will actually do it. So then Lord Ramachandra went there, and there were 2 demons called Marichi, and I forgot the other name. And he took his arrow, and he killed one of them, and the other one, he shot him, and he went like I got that 5 countries away, very far away. So anyway, at the time, there was a demoniac ruler called Ravan. And Ravan, one time, the Devas, which are the demigods, and the Asuras, they have mystic power. You know, they can fly in the sky, they can do things which we can't do. We all have a little power, maybe some healing power or a little mystic power or this kind of power, but they have them in full. And so one time he was in his kind of airplane and he saw there a beautiful damsel, and she was like golden skinned, and her hair was matted, and she was performing austerities, and she was meditating, chanting Om, and she was very beautiful. She was dressed in deer skin, raised breast, and Ravana was immediately attracted to her, and he wanted to make advances to her, but she understood that, and she said, I am, you know, the daughter of what is the Brihaspati, who is the spiritual master of the demigods, and I'm meditating to get Lord Narayan as my husband, and no one else will be my husband. And then he went towards her, and then she went, and she said, she burst into flames and disappeared. And he was looking at her ashes, huh? And then he went bewildered away. Anyway, so she said, before she disappeared, she said that because you have acted like this to a woman will be your downfall. So Ram, after get rid of Marichi and the other demon, he went back to the palace. And when he's about 16 years, it was time for him to become, he was prince regent, for him to become the king, installed as a king. So there was the city was complete, it was beautiful, and with water pots and rose waters and flowers everywhere, and people, they were throwing, like it's described in the Roman, jewels on the ground, etc. It was just like flags, festoons, everything. There were musicians, and there were people chanting, and there were bards glorifying the Lord, and so everyone was happy. All the queens were happy. Even Kaikeyi was happy, and Sumitra, although their son wouldn't be the king. But there was one person who wasn't happy, not happy at all, and that was Mantara. Mantara was a servant of Kaikeyi, and generally when a princess gets married, she moves to another country, and she brings her friends with her, so that she would not be alone with no one she knows. So she has her friends and her servants. So Mantara was a hunchback lady, and she was there from the moment she was born, so she knew her all her life. So Mantara wasn't happy. So she went to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi, all the queens have their own rooms. And she said, Kaikeyi was happy, and she saw Mantara coming in and not looking very happy, and says, what's wrong? Why are you not happy? And she said to Kaikeyi, you silly girl, how can you be happy? Don't you know Ram will be installed as king tomorrow? Yes, I know, it's so wonderful, because for her, Ram was like her son. She loved him as much as her son Bharat. And I said, you foolish girl, don't you know what's going to happen if Ram is going to be king? No, what? Kosaya will be the mother of the king. And where will you? What will you be? You know, and in this way she tried to poison the mind of Kake against Ram. And she said, but then she said, but what can I do? And the Mother said, do you remember the 3 boons your husband, the king, gave to you? And he said, put a little few more questions. Can you all move a little forward? That generally people don't want to sit in front of you. So everyone move forward so that for those who come late, they can sit in the back. Thank you. So, she said, what you should do is, first, what is the first boon? Anyone else? Banish Ram for how many years? 14 years to the forest. What is the second one? The third one is to install Bharat as her son Bharat as the king. But I've got the second one for 13 years. Banished to the forest for 13 years. What was it else? 14 years.
And Bharat should be the king
Yeah.
instead of Ram. There were 2 boons.
No, 3. There were 3, but there were 2. Okay, she said.
For sure.
All right.
Valmiki Ramayana.
All right. Yeah. So 2 boons. So she went. So Montana told her, go to your room, put away your jewelry, smash them on the floor, and just soak. Just cry. So when Dasharat came back in the evening, he wanted to go to his favorite queen, and she wasn't there in her room, in her quarters. So he asked around, and she said, "Oh, she's in the. Every queen has a room to soak. If they're in a bad mood, or maybe if they're off the altar, they stay in that room." So he went there, and there was like hair loose and jewelry everywhere. And then, what's wrong? And they go on, and then finally he said, and then he said, I remember you gave me 3 boons, 2 boons. I'm sure it's 3 anyway. I want Ram to be banished to a forest, and I want my son Bharat tomorrow to be installed as king. And Dasharat, he was so disgusted with her, and he said, "Have I held a snake against my bosom for all those years? Oh, go away, I don't even want to see you anymore." So anyway, so the news spread, and Ram, he was looking for his father, and then he went to his father's room, and there was Dasharat, completely in distress, and great difficulty he got Dasharat to tell what had happened. And when Ram heard that, no anger at all. He said, "Okay, I'll go." Completely detached. And the Dasharat, he was so ashamed and heartbroken, and he didn't want to go, but he gave his word, and the Kshatriya cannot break his word to a sage. So Ram had to go. But then Lakshman heard of it, and he said, "I'm coming with you." And then Sita said, "I'm coming with you." Ram said, "No, stay. No, a forest. Your feet have never touched, stone or something hard, or you won't be able to survive. You're a very delicate creature, and you will die." "I'm going." So they went there, all 3. They dressed in 3 barks. They let their hair mat, like Rastafarians, no combs, like this, and in this way they were actually during all those years, Lakshman didn't sleep. He didn't sleep for so many years. What did he do? He guarded so that Sita and Ram would be safe. So at night he was guarding if there was no demons around or ferocious animals like that. So then, at one point, there's many stories in between of demons they encounter, etc. So I want to go, I'm skipping a few years to the point that one time Ravana, he heard or he saw Sita. He wanted her as his consort, one of his wives. But how? So Marichi, the demon, one of his men, who was flown away by the arrow of Lord Ram when he was 16, he was a magician. And he called Marichi towards him, and he said, Marichi, I want you to take a shape of a deer, but so beautiful, like golden, and you should have like jewels all over you, so beautiful that Sita will be attracted by you, and that she probably will ask Ram to get it for her. And when Ram is going away, then you, with the voice of Ram, you will, because Lakshman will be still with Sita, you will say, Lakshman, help! So that happened. So Marichi, first of all, when he heard Ram, he remembered that he was shot away when he was 16 years, so much distance far away, saying, oh no, but he had to do it or else he would be killed by Ravana. And then he thought, better be killed by God, by Ram, than by Ravana. Okay, I go. So he knew it was actually would be his death sentence, whatever he did. So he went there as a little deer, looking around, and when Sita saw it, she was so attracted, and she said, oh Ram, please fetch it for me, and I want to give it to Bharat, when we come back, and it would be such a lovely present for him. And all the time, by the way, Bharat, he was disgusted by his mother Kaikeyi that he wasn't throned as king, because he felt, I'm the servant of Ram. And he didn't even speak, or he didn't even look at her. And he put the chappal, the shoes, the sandals of Ram on the throne, and he was reigning on behalf of Lord Ram, and living very, very sober, also letting his hair grow and eating very little. So when Ram went further away from Sita and Lakshman, and then finally Ram got hold of him and shot an arrow, and then when he got killed, he said, Lakshman, help! So Sita heard that, and Lakshman, and Sita said, oh Lakshman, quick, go to Ram, he needs your help. And Lakshman, he knew Ram wouldn't ask for my help, he can do it himself. No, mother. So Lakshman, it's the custom in the days that they don't look at the face of a woman. He only looked up till here. So he dressed her like this. He had never seen Sita's face, maybe at the wedding, or I don't know, but then she was veiled as well. So anyway, so he said, no, it's just a trick of the demons. No, Ram. don't fear. And then Sita became a little nasty towards Lakshman. She said, have you been waiting for all these years? You know, so that Ram will be killed, so that you will have me, can have me. And we did a play like that, and it's, I don't know if it's in the script, but in the script it was like, Lakshman said, oh mother, he addressed her as mother, oh mother, how can these words issue from thy mouth? Like red hot iron, they pierce my heart. But Sita was persistent, and so he went. So then, of course, he saw Ram. And Ram saw Lakshman and said, what are you doing here? You know, he said, well, this happened. And he said, oh, Lakshman. He got a little annoyed with Lakshman. So they went quickly back to the ashram. But in the meantime, Ravana, you know, approached Sita. And they could not disguise, they could change any form, if it was a monkey or whatever. So he changed himself as an old mendicant, and he went to Sita, and so Sita saw this old mendicant and says, you know, was very respectful. She got up, oh, what can I do for you? Oh, I'm very, very thirsty. Now there's two stories. There is a story that when Lakshman left Sita, he put like a circle around, but it's not mentioned everywhere. In the play we did it, so with his arrow he went like, and so this way no one could enter that circle. She was safe in that circle. No animal, no demon could enter. So Ravana came, and first of all he wanted to go there, but then he knew there was something he couldn't enter. So he said, oh, I'm very thirsty, please fetch me some water. And then she stepped out of the circle, because there was no water in that circle. And then he grabbed her. And you know, he pulled her on his like kind of airplane, something which is flying. And so she was screaming and help, 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 and she was, in order, she thought, what should I do? So she took jewelry and she threw it on the floor so that hopefully someone will find it, and like that. So Ram and Lakshman returned, and but at the same time there was a vulture called Jatayu. This vulture, Ram and Sita and Lakshman met Jatayu at one point, and Jatayu said that he would guard them. So this vulture, Jatayu, saw that Sita was kidnapped. But he was very old vulture, not so strong anymore, but he saw that Sita was in danger, so he flew, you know, in the sky and said, Ravan, you know, how dare you to, you know, kidnap Sita? And then he tried to attack him with his beak and with his claws. And Ravan, first of all, cut one of his wings off, and then another one. And then Jatayu fell to the ground. In the meantime, also, the news was heard by Ram that his father Dasarath, out of separation, has died. You know, he couldn't live without seeing Ram. And so then they approached the ashram, and then they saw blood and the jewels from Sita. So they were all panicked and completely in anguish. And then Ram recognized this jewelry that was something from here or from there. And he said, look, it's Sita's. And then Lakshman said, I don't know, because I never looked up. I don't know what she was wearing here. And he said, oh, and he was so in distress, Ram. And then suddenly Lakshman saw Jatayu lying. And say, oh, there's this demon. And they were about to attack, but then he noticed it was Jatayu. And then Jatayu was there, almost dying. And then Ram was weeping. And then, where? He says, what happened? He said, it was the evil-minded, ten-headed Ravan who's taken Mother Sita and reduced me to this state. And that Rama, where did they go? Where? And he said, he pointed the direction where Ravan went towards Sri Lanka, what is called now. And then he, with a dying breath, he said, Jai, Jai Ram, Jai, and passed away. Then instead of going immediately after Mother Sita, he wanted to do the funeral rites for Jatayu, which was like his father, because he couldn't have done the funeral rites of his real father. So he considered Jatayu also as his father. So he did the funeral rites. So then they went off. When Ravan, now I go back before Ram was born. When Ravan, when he got the power from Brahma, he was fearless because no human could kill him, no animal could kill him, and he was practically invincible. And so he was going to the abodes of the devas, of the demigods, and even went to Yamaraj and gave them a very hard time. And so they all went to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma went inside, started to meditate on Lord Vishnu, and then the Lord appeared, and on his eagle carrier, Garuda, and he said, I will appear on this earth, to get rid of this demon, and I want you all to take birth as monkeys. So the devas, Vayu, Indra, they all took birth as monkeys, but they were grown up, like a deva. If you're born in the heavenly planets, you're born, but you don't go to crawling and to trying to learn to speak. You immediately know how to speak. You're grown up. So the monkeys were immediately big, and they were very powerful and very strong. And so at one point, Ram and Lakshmana and Sita, they came across the monkeys. There's a whole story of, it's almost time, of the two brothers, Sugriva and Vali, and there was also another monkey called Hanuman. And so Ravan had kidnapped Sita and brought to Sri Lanka, now Ceylon, I don't know how it's called now, but and there she was guarded by witches. So Ravan wanted to sleep with her, but she said she didn't want to. But because he had raped one time an Apsara, and she cursed him that if you want to rape another woman, your head will crack. So he couldn't force himself, he couldn't rape Sita. So she had to be willing. So she said to her, if you don't sleep with me, I'll have you for breakfast. So because they eat meat, so threatening her, but of course he didn't want to eat her, he wants her as his wife. So in this way Sita was there, and there was all these horrible, ugly witches around guarding her, etc., etc. So then anyway, so these monkeys, Ram encountered them, And two of these monkeys, Nila and Nana, something like that, two brothers, they had the power to, if they threw a stone in the water, it will float. So they were throwing stones in the ocean towards Sri Lanka, and then they could cross over. Of course, they could also fly, etc. But for the pastime's sake, like that. So the Lord, these pastimes happen just to make the living entity attractive to these pastimes. The Lord is Atmaram. He is self-satisfied. He doesn't need anyone. And he appears in different incarnations just for the pleasure of the devotees and to re-establish religious principles like that. But if he wants, he can make this Satya Yuga again right away like that. Anyway, so Hanuman, he was the son of the demigod Vayu, and Vayu is the demigod of the wind. So he had forgotten that he could fly, and he was reminded. Like sometimes you forget what you can do something. Just like a few weeks ago, I realized that my right hand, I could take pain away for a little while, not for long. I had forgotten about it. So you forget sometimes what you can do, like that. Anyway, so Hanuman flew, and then he met a demon halfway and got rid of him. Then he went and he saw Sita. So he was chanting the glories of Ramachandra. So Sita heard that. Yeah. And so he was pointing at his ring, but I know. So then she was wondering, is it a demon disguised as a bhakta, who tries to seduce me like this? And maybe it's Ravan. So she was afraid, and then Hanuman showed her a ring, and the ring was Ravan, her husband. And she said, no, your husband has sent me. Please, get on my shoulder, and I'll bring you to your husband. He said, no, I can't touch another male. I want my husband to save me. So she could have saved him and spared lots of trouble. But anyway, for pastime's sake, it was arranged like this. And in this way, Hanuman went out of the garden, but then the demons saw her, and he was caught. And then they wanted to punish him, so they set fire to his tail. But, they binded him, but he's very strong, so he went to the road like, "Arr!" And then he jumped from palace to palace, and he set fire to all the palaces. And then he jumped back to Ram, etc., etc. So then he related the story to Lord Ramachandra. And then they went to Sri Lanka and started to fight. At one point, Lakshman, I think it was by Indrajit, the son of Ram, but I'm not sure, and he was wounded so bad that Ram thought that he would die, and then someone, I forgot about that, but he said, there is at a certain mountain, what is this hill called, the mountain, I forgot, Mandara or something like that.
Sanjeevani.
Huh?
Sanjeevani.
The name.
Sanjeevani.
Okay. He said there are some herbs there, and if you pick that herbs and you just put it in front of the nose of, he will come back to life, completely everything. So Hanuman went there, and then he thought, I God, which herb was it again? Is it this one? You know what? I picked the whole mountain. They took the whole top of the mountain, and they carried it back. They put it down. And then then they took the herb, and Lakshman came back to life. So in this way they started fighting, and then finally everyone was killed, practically. And then it was Ravan had one brother. His name was Bibhishan. And he wasn't like Ravan at all, like an Asura. He was very saintly. And he went to Lord Ramachandra to take shelter of him. But Lakshman, he didn't trust him. He said, he's the brother of our enemy. Don't trust him. But Ram being God, he knew that he can trust him. So then they start fighting. And there's another story, I have a few more minutes, which I want to tell before the end. Ravan had a brother, and he was like a giant. It's called Kumbhakarna. And he had also a sister by the name of Surpana. So when Ram and Lakshman and Sita were in the forest at the beginning, Surpanak came across them, and she immediately fell in love with Ram because he's the most handsomest. So she changed her form into a beautiful damsel, and she went there, and she spoke to Ram, and she said, she just showed that she was attracted to him, and he says, and Ram said, I'm sorry, but I have my wife Sita here. And she said, that's skinny, take me, she was very voluptuous and very beautiful. Take me, and then Ram said, why don't you ask my brother Lakshman, because he's alone. And so she said, oh, Hanuman. And she said, no, I'm just a servant of Ram. No, you should go back to Ram. So they played a trick on her, like Ram sent her to Lakshman, Lakshman to Ram, and so she got very annoyed, and they said, and she said she wanted to attack Sita. So she went to Sita, but she was a woman, she couldn't be killed by a man. So Ram said, cut off her nose and ears. So he went to her, so her nose, and she was disfigured and screaming. She went to Ravan and Ravan, what happened? He said, Ram, he did it to me, Ram. But at that time, Ravan, because he hadn't seen Sita yet, so he wasn't so eager to go to kill Ram. And as he had heard, that he was quite powerful. And then she said, yes, he's there with his brother, and he's considered Sita. And she is very, very beautiful. She has golden limbs and lotus eyes, and describing Sita and how beautiful she was. So Ravan got interested, and this way he went there. Anyway, so everyone was killed. The son of how do you call that? Of Indra and Kumbhakarna. What's his name? Kumbhakarna. He was being cursed, or he had a boon that he would sleep half a year. For half a year he would sleep, and half a year he would be awake. But Ravan needed him, so then all his soldiers went there and pulling his ears and making music and pricking him, and finally he got up, and he was also killed. So then there was Ravan and Ram, and then at the end Ravan was killed. So then Bibhishan, they had an how you call that the flying thing? Huh? Yeah, Vimana, which he had stolen from the demigods. And so on that Vimana, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, and I think they went back, they all went back there to Ayodhya, and then the city was full with lights, the Diwali, the celebration, to come back. And then, so there was Bharat, and Bharat was very happy, and Ram was very happy to see him. And then Ram got installed as king, and reign for many thousands of years. So that's more or less the story of King Ram. So the devotees in the Hare Krishna movement, we not all specifically our worshipper Lord is Krishna. I have several devotees I know who are into Lord Ramachandra, who want to be in his pastimes, or like that. Someone is with Nrsingadev, someone is with Rāma Navami, like that. It doesn't matter. But it is said that as the soul that we like I said before, the soul can do many things. You can be in different places at the same time. You can be in Krishna Lila and you can be also in Gaura Lila. You see? It's amazing what the soul can do. So that any one of you had an out-of-body experience that you went out of your body? You? Yes? Anyone else? No. I had it too. You more or less. So that can happen. So the soul, we're not this body, and the soul is spiritual, and in the spirit, as a spirit soul, then there is unlimited things you can do, just like it's described in the spiritual world. Here only we have consciousness to speak, but in the spiritual world, the trees, they can move even, or if it's a tree, which is an apple tree, if you want a samosa, he can give it to you, like that. So wish-fulfilling trees, and like that. So I'll stop now. If there's any question or points, which I forgot to mention. Yes?
Yeah, Prabhu, I looked
Louder. Yes.
I looked up about the 3 wishes, and it seems that some versions of the Ramayana mention 3 wishes. And the first one is to remove Ram from the throne, but that doesn't make sense,
No,
because he wasn't on
Yeah.
the throne yet. And then the other 2 are
Okay.
enthroned.
Yeah, but then it's more or less true.
Yeah, so that was
Okay.
the misunderstanding.
All right. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, Srila Prabhupada, by his mercy, we are all gathered here, Indians or non-Indians, Italians, Israeli, Dutch, French, and we are able to hear about these wonderful pastimes. We're able to hear about that we're a spirit soul, that when we die, we are eternal, and there's a spiritual world, a heavenly planet, hellish planet, and just by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who went, when he was very old, to the West to give us his knowledge. So this way, it's each of us, it's a duty to spread this knowledge to others who are more or less suffering, not knowing. And if they're not suffering, it's because at that time they're still young or healthy, but at one point they will become sick or someone will die, and then it will be spread. It's guaranteed that sooner or later life becomes so like, but if you're intelligent, then you will approach the Lord while you're sane and while you're healthy, and just from hearing the philosophy, that you realize that life is meant for self-realization, for asking questions: who am I? Why am I here? What's the goal of life? And in this way, you can, Srila Prabhupada said, you can perfect this life, to make this your last life. Never take birth again, no old age, no wrinkles, no sore bones, no sore back, no thunder, no horrible neighbors, no mosquitoes, nothing, just bliss. All right, thank you very much.
Grace Prabhupada Prabhu ki jai. Shri Ramachandra's appearance day ki jai. Oh, praise the Lord.
Grace Prabhupada Prabhu ki jai. We can keep singing kirtans.
So will there be
When
When is the Abhishek?
there was a bit of miscommunication, so we'll be doing flower abhishek.
Okay.
But Triveni and Ratagrada will take care of the date is first, and then everybody can do flower abhishek.
Flower Abhishek.
Yes.
And then Aarti.
No, then there is a cultural
That is?
drama,
Oh, the drama.
Yes, yes.
So the Abhishek, the flowers first and then the drama.
Yes,
Okay.
first, but first, I think Radha and Triveni can decorate if you would like
But
to
that
do
is
some
with
decoration with the
the
deities.
curtain open, or?
7 deities.
Nee, the flower shack is
Only
with
flower Abhishek.
is open with the curtain
So that
open.
we can
In rather
decorate,
dish on the altar
next week.
mostly, and they do the flower shack. Well, I think it's open. Flower shack. Want ik spring van het altaar. Ik spring letterlijk. I jump from the altar.
Gaurachandra, our day teacher. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Shri Lakshmi, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai.
Yes, that. Kan iedereen een beetje naar voren gaan? Ja. Hier is die. Is dit het?
Je kunt het toch projecteren?
Ja, dat is niet zo simpel. Je kan het delen via je telefoon.
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की अयोध्यावासी राम राम राम
Rāma Hare
Hare Hare Jayam Vishnu Padma, Paripradhyaya, Ashvatari Sati Samati divine loving grace, the Lady Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada ki, Anantikoti Vaishnavanda ki, Avacharya Srila Hari Rasa ki, Prem Sagosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Sri Advaita Vedana Shiva Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Kumalat Shama Kuntarana Kun Giri Govardhana ki Sri Vrindavan Dhama ki Jai Vrindavan Dhama ki Jai Ayodhya Dhama ki Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai Primalande Glory to the Samudra alle eer aan de aanwezigen toegewijd. Alle eer aan de aanwezigen toegewijd. Alle eer aan de lotusvoeten van Sri Sri Guru Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada. Naam Vishnu bedankt. Oeh, die worden wel.
Manjari Mataji, 10 minutes keep us, 5 minutes maybe. Yes, yeah, go to the
What? Yeshima? She said Yeshima now.
What? No.
No.
That's Aarti
Okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. We have a Hare Krishna dear devotees, Dandavad.
Oh, maakt me niet uit hoor. Waar moet ik zitten? Maar zitten de mannen een beetje vervelend voor de man.
Yes.
I think the woman has to sit there.
Yeah, please.
I come
Yes.
over there. He wants me to sit there. It's acceptable.
Dear devotees, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Do it together, all of us. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Rama. Hare. Okay, all of us together. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. You know, you all have been waiting for quite some time now. We have a drama performance, but they need a little bit of time to arrange stage here. And we also have a dance performance. They also need a bit of time. So Gita Govinda Mataji will lead Kirtan until then. Please be patient. Evening is still very young. It's just 7 o'clock. Let's. All of us did flower abhishek. Anybody here who didn't do flower abhishek? I hope everybody did. Prasadam is to go. So if somebody is needing to go home, please take prasadam and then go. We have a very good feast. Until then, Gita Govinda Mataji will sing Kirtan.
Vishnu Pradaya, Krishna Prithaya, Bhutale, Shivaji Bhakti, Vedanta, Swami Nityanamine, Nama Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prithaya, Bhutale, Shrimati Bhakti, Vedanta, Swami Nityanamine. Namaste, Saraswati
Krishna
Dear devotees, for dance performance, to clear that side of our temple hall, so everybody is supposed to move to the side where Tulsi Maharani is there. Please move. Those who are outside are kindly requested to come inside and don't block the hallway there. Yes, also in the heart. Please don't keep moving in and out. Hare Krishna. Sahir, sit down. Then Aditi, whoever is there, send them inside. You have to turn back.
More back, Prabhuji.
Mata, please come inside.
This can't go little more up. Can this go?
Kansha, ready?
Sorry. I won't do it. I'm more into these things.
Then this go little bit out.
जाना चाहिए अच्छा नहीं उतना ही है वो
Yeah. Yeah. That should go somewhere from there.
The door has to be there in your place. the heads up. Huh? A lot of heads up. Heads?
Yeah.
Can you move? Can you stand there?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna.
Today we have two performances, one dance performance, and after that we'll have a drama. So we'll begin with the dance, okay? Hare
आज पग पग पलक बिछाएंगे, आज गली गली अवध सजाएंगे, आज पग पग पलक बिछाएंगे, आज सूखे हुए पेड़ फल जाएंगे, नैना भीगे भीगे जाए कैसे खुशी छुपाए राम आएंगे, जिसे समझ न आएगा भूख बिछाए राम आएंगे, नैना भीगे भीगे जाए कैसे खुशी छुपाए राम आएंगे, कुछ समझ न आएगा भूख बिछाए राम आएंगे। आज दसो ये दिशाएं जैसे शगुन मनाए राम आएंगे, नैना भीगे भीगे जाए कैसे खुशी छुपाए राम आएंगे, कभी ढोल बजाए कभी द्वार सजाए राम आएंगे, कुछ समझ न आएगा दीप जलाए राम आएंगे, लगन से सामने फोटो सूरी आज दसो ये दिशाएं जैसे शगुन मनाए राम आएंगे नैना भीगे भीगे जाए कैसे खुशी में छुपाए राम आएंगे कभी ढोल बजाए कभी द्वार सजाए राम आएंगे कुछ समझ न आए दीप जलाए राम आएंगे
More.
Sorry for the disturbance. I've put the laptop this side.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Am I clear again? Am I audible?
Yes.
So, thank you to all the devotees for coming today to this Rāma Navami celebration in 2024, and we seek your blessings to perform this story. It's a special story and it's a special year. Oh, Mataji, you should be outside, not inside here, because you're in the drama. It's a special year because this year a very special thing has happened, right? Ram temple has been re-established in Ayodhya.
Wow.
Haribol. Right? So this temple coming back, it means that Lord Ram has come back. Lord Ram has reappeared in Ayodhya.
Yeah.
Right? So what does this mean? What does it mean to you, first of all? Anyone? What does this temple mean to you? Is it just a temple that has been built in the district of Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh, or?
I think it means that we have hope in the world that Ram came back.
Beautiful.
Lord Ram's glory is starting to spread again.
Starting to spread again, exactly.
He actually came back.
Yes, he actually came back.
Yeah.
You know, what this means to me is that from now on, from the year 2024 onwards, every year will be a year of good fortune. It means that everything will keep getting better from now on.
Yeah.
From the perspective of this temple, the kirtans will get sweeter every year. The prasad will get tastier every year. The dramas will become more dramatic every year. The lectures will become more enlightening every year. Right? But all of this, we didn't get it for free. You know, we may get mercy for free, but that doesn't mean that devotion is cheap. We have to understand that great sacrifices have gone into giving us what we have now. So this story, this drama, is about that. It's about the sacrifices of the people who gave us what we have. It is to honor them. It is an offering to the Lord on behalf of all of us to honor those who have made these sacrifices and given us this great fortune. It is sacrifice in devotion, the story of Ram Mandir. So before we begin, can you put your hands together. We'll play a short prayer in the voice of Srila Prabhupada, and then we'll get started.
Krishna Tadiya Padapankaj Panjarantam Addaiva Visatume Manasarajahansa Prana Prana Samayi Kapavada Pittu Kantavarodhana Vidho Smaranam Kutasti Krishna Tadiya Padapankaj Panjarantam Addaiva Visatume Manasarajahansam Prana Prana Samai Kapavata Vitau Kantavarodhana Vidhau Smaranam Kutasti.
The year was 1528.
You're here? Did you hear what happened? There has been an attack on this land. I think it is unsafe to be here at this moment. Better that you go home and protect your family.
Attack? Has there ever been a time when attacks and disputes were not happening among kings? It is their duty to rule, and sometimes they fight. But what danger can there be to one who is praying to the Lord? Which king wants to harm such a person?
No, brother. It is different this time. These attackers do not respect any rules of dharma. They draw boundaries in the name of God. They say their God is different from ours and are especially targeting places of worship.
What? Oh Lord, is this the effect of the age of Kali? Such becomes the ignorance of man, that one kills another in your name, O Narayan, O Ram, O Krishna, O Supreme Lord. Please protect your sacred land.
We are the new rulers of this land, and we have come to conquer on the command of God. Bow down and attain the highest heaven and all the pleasures of afterlife. Refuse, and your head shall be removed from your body.
O brother, the pleasures of the transcendental realm are attainable only under the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is beyond the influence of this material world. It is devotion to Him that grants us fearlessness. That is why I don't fear your threats. Hey Ram.
This is your new place of worship. Refuse, and you shall burn in hell for eternity.
This attack on the Ram temple was an attack on the very soul of the land of Bharat, leaving the people in shock and disbelief. Since that day began the long struggle to reclaim the place of appearance of Ram, the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu on earth. Every year, on the day of Rāma Navami, massive crowds would gather around the new structure built atop that sacred land. Before long, centuries had passed. Several generations of devotees went without ever seeing the birthplace of Ram Lalla. But their determination never dwindled, and the memory of the Lord did not fade in the slightest from their hearts. Then, on 23rd December 1949, a miracle happened.
Did you hear what happened? Ram Lalla appeared inside the dome.
Yes, I heard that. Do you think he really appeared?
Do you think someone kept him inside?
No. I have full faith the Lord is finally coming back. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
Since that day, that structure was closed down by authorities, and entry was denied to people of any faith. However, that moment sparked an awakening in the consciousness of the people, and the movement to reclaim the land for the temple gained a new vigor. A group of brave Nihal Sikh revolutionaries broke into the structure and wrote the name of Ram on its walls.
Jo bole Sonihal.
Ram, 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 Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here?
This is the sacred land of our Lord, Lord Ram. It belongs to him and his devotees. The day of the Lord's return is not far.
Get out of here before you get killed. Jai Shri Ram!
Meanwhile, in the state of Gujarat,
we will organize a Rath Yatra of Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman from Somnath to Ayodhya.
This is Mariam D'Souza reporting from ITV News. A massive Rath Yatra is being conducted from the city of Somnath in support of Ram Janmabhoomi. Sir, tell me, why are you doing this Rath Yatra?
This Rath Yatra is for our Ram Lalla. We are going to cover 10,000 kilometers and reach Ayodhya, and we will free Ram Janmabhoomi. Jai Shri Ram!
As you can see, this Rath Yatra is going to cover 10,000 kilometers to reach its final destination of Ayodhya. Meanwhile, let us see what is happening in the nation's capital of Delhi. Can you tell us what you are doing here?
We are conducting a Mahayajna for Ram Janmabhoomi. All supporters of Dharma are coming together to pray to the Lord to liberate the sacred land of Lord Ram.
In Delhi, a Mahayajna is being conducted. Let us now see what is happening in the southern part of the nation. Let us go to the state of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, can you tell us what you are doing here in Andhra Pradesh for Lord Ram?
రామ మందిర నిర్మాణం కోసం ఈ మహత్ కార్యాన్ని చేపట్టాము. We are collecting shilas from every village in the state and writing the name of Ram on them. These shilas will be sent to Ayodhya for the construction of the temple of Ram.
As you can see, there is great enthusiasm on the ground, and people have high hopes that they will get a temple in Ayodhya. Only time will tell how things will unfold. This was Mariam D'Souza reporting for ITV News. Good night.
Brothers Ram and Sharat Kothari were preparing for the wedding of their sister Purnima Kothari.
Ram Bhaiya, Sharat Bhaiya, for the marriage decorations, do you think the marigolds should go at the entrance or at the mandap? I want it to be perfect.
I think they would look better around the mandap. What do you think, Bhaiya Ram?
I agree. Let the roses be at the entrance and the marigolds at the mandap.
Everything will be perfect for our little sister. As the Kothari brothers were preparing for their sister's wedding, a wave of enthusiasm for Ram Janmabhoomi was sweeping the nation, and volunteers were going to Ayodhya from all over Bharat. Just 10 days before their sister's wedding, Ram and Sharat heard the call of Dharma from the Lord.
My dear Ram, it's me, your Lord, Ram. It's time for duty. Sharat, I will go to Ayodhya. The Lord is coming back. You stay here and take care of Purnima. Make sure everything is in order for the wedding. I will come back in a few days.
No, Bhaiya, I can't let you go alone. Please, let me go with you. That is the only place where I will be happy.
Ram Bhaiya, Sharat Bhaiya, can't you move just 10 days from now? Can't you stay until my wedding? Please.
My dear sister, we will come back before your wedding and celebrate it joyously together. But now we must go.
Meanwhile, tension was building in the city of Ayodhya.
This is Mariam D'Souza reporting from Ayodhya. Tension is building up rapidly in the city of Ayodhya as people pour in from all over the country. Officer, can you tell us what you are doing to maintain peace in Ayodhya?
We have put many barricades and barriers across Ayodhya. Virtually the entire city is in curfew. Trains and buses have been stopped, even in surrounding cities.
Yet, despite all these restrictions, people are just showing up on foot. Such seems to be their obsession with this land. Sir, are there any other steps you are taking to make these people stop their fanaticism?
Yes, we have been given strict orders to stop anyone from chanting the name of Ram in Ayodhya.
As you can see, people are even being stopped from chanting the name of Ram in Ayodhya. Let us hope it will calm the situation and make them forget their fantasy of Ram Temple.
Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai.
Hey, what do you think you are saying?
We are just taking our relative who passed away.
Yeah, all that is fine. But you think you can chant the name of Ram openly? Haven't you heard the orders from above? Don't dare to say that name again. Let's go and follow them and make sure
they don't start chanting the name again.
Finally, came 6th of December 1992, and the car sevaks had arrived to complete their mission.
The tension shows no sign of dissipating here in Ayodhya. Despite all blockages and restrictions, devotees are walking hundreds of kilometers to reach the city. Shilas, or bricks, from 2,75,000 cities across India have been received, showing support for Ram Temple in Ayodhya. You can see all these shilas behind me. Every brick has the name of Ram written on it. One thing is clear, momentum is building up across the nation, and the stage seems to be set for a big event.
Sir, lakhs of people have gathered in Ayodhya. How will we control them? What is going to happen?
Use force if needed.
Turn back, otherwise you will be behind bars for life.
We will climb this structure from all sides. This is the moment our Lord has called us to. We don't care for great riches. We don't care for beautiful women. We don't care for a royal birth. We are not lured by the promise of an imagined afterlife. The only afterlife for us is the next moment. And all that we care to do in it is to serve our Lord. Jai Shri Ram! 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 Jai Shri Ram!
However, after this valorous act began the odious persecution of the devotees of Lord Ram.
You ruffians, criminals, goons! How dare you act against the command of authorities? Do you have no fear? Be prepared to see your death. Now!
We came here to render devotional service unto our Lord. And if death of this body is the price that we must pay for it, then we will gladly lay down our lives right now. Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram!
savers sacrificed their lives. Bullets were sprayed indiscriminately on innocent devotees with nothing but chanting beads in their hands.
Criminals! All of them! Ah!
Rise, my devotees. Having sacrificed your everything unto me, you have reached my eternal abode. And one who attains my abode never has to take birth in the material world again.
After this great sacrifice began the court hearings that would go on for 27 years before the verdict would finally be given in favor of the devotees. And 5 years later, in the year 2024, a grand temple would be inaugurated on Ram Janmabhoomi. After 496 years of separation, Ram Lalla has finally returned to Ayodhya.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you for your blessings, all the devotees, that we could perform this story. I will introduce the team, so please say Hari Bol for each team member. There were too many roles that everyone was playing, so we were just changing. I'll just say the names. Suhas Prabhu is here.
Hari
Manju Prabhu. Jagdish Prabhu. Satakshi. Sunil Prabhu. Namita Mataji. Pratapridhar Prabhu. Marian Mataji. Geetam Prabhu. Anchal Mataji. Naman. And the dome was constructed painstakingly by Radha Diti Mataji. And the dancers, Nima Mataji and Naisha Mataji. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Just
Can you please introduce your names, Mataji?
stand up.
Four over there.
Prabhuji, so I'll introduce everyone. So this is Priyanka Mataji.
Priyanka
This is Sneha Mataji. And that is Aditi Mataji. And my name is Akanksha.
We missed Jessie Prabhu's one, Hari Bol. And Apeksha Mataji did the video. Thank you. How did you feel watching the drama? We want to hear from you. If you want to share it, please.
Inspired, very much inspired.
Very nice. What was inspiring about it?
I actually feel like I want to recreate this in San Francisco.
Oh wow! Yeah, you can ask us for the track. You can have it. Yeah.
I want to go to Ayodhya. So that's the aspiration we want to create, that everyone would wants to see the Lord and wants to go to Ayodhya and feel the presence of Lord Ram.
Yeah. So we hope that you enjoyed it. And there's one little thing, okay? There's a little quiz that I have for you. Hopefully you watched it with attention so that you can recall the details. But and whoever wins this quiz is going to get a prize. Okay? So the pastimes of the Lord are
Going to Ayodhya.
So, we created this story. It's a very different kind of story. Normally we do pastimes from scriptures, but this is a very modern type of thing. First time we've done something like this. And the inspiration really was, first of all, the most important one is to honor those who made sacrifices for our sake and who would never see us, who don't know us, who are not related to us, but we are connected to them because of the bond of being a devotee of the Lord. So that is the strongest bond, and for that they made such a great sacrifice for us. That was the main motivation. But the other thing is that we have to understand that pastimes of the Lord are eternal. They're always happening. So even in this story, you'll be able to see many different personalities from our scriptures, if I would put it like that. So, did you see any personalities from the scriptures within this story?
Sri Ram.
Don't say the names, just say how many. How many did you see? Let's keep it on that. You saw one. Okay, wonderful. Very well. Any more?
A few.
How many? How many?
I think many.
There are a lot.
A lot? Yeah.
Because I can't call the name.
Yeah.
But it's more than four.
More than four.
Political?
Yeah, no political.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's
political
right.
here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And some old kings.
Only from scriptures.
Yeah. 3 or 4.
Divine personalities.
Yeah.
Let's keep it at that.
Oh,
Any
divine
divine personalities. Yeah.
Lord Rama sent. In
And?
the form of the sent. I have sent.
Yeah. So there are many personalities from scriptures, right? So good guys, bad guys, everyone is there. Because if you think about it, Lord Ram, what do we remember him for? We remember him mainly through two festivals, like Dashera and Diwali, and also Rāma Navami. But Dashera and Diwali were the main ones when I was growing up. So what do we celebrate on Dashera?
Killing of Ravan.
Yeah, destruction of Ravan, right? And what do we celebrate on Diwali? The coming home of the Lord. And that's exactly what we have witnessed, right? We have witnessed the Lord coming home after destruction of something that is illusory, the destruction of something that is false. So, if you see closely, you will see all those personalities within this story. So, if you meditate on it, maybe you'll learn more. I'll keep it at that. Hope you enjoyed the drama. Hare Krishna. Before I almost forgot, you know our next performance is going to be on Narsingha Chaturdashi, right? In May. How many people saw the drama last year? Online or offline? Yeah?
I saw.
You were in it, right? Yeah. So last year. This year is going to be a level above, so don't miss it.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Thank you so much. We're having the final Aarti for the day. And Prasadam is to go, of course. Please stand up here, devotees, and we'll have the Aarti.
यहाँ पे वो हाँ वो यस
They wouldn't make it live on YouTube.
I will send
Now that we've seen so many nice things, you can show your gratitude and your joy, singing enthusiastically and dancing. That's it. Right? Not standing like pillars, but moving. Jaya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON BBT founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Nityananda Prabhu Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Saraswati Shri Srimad. Srimad Loving Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Sri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Raja Bhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Yagna Mayamuna Devi ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Transcendental Book Distribution ki Transcendental Sunday Love Feast ki ISKCON Amsterdam ki Shri Karuna Nitai Gaur Chandra ki Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Shri Ram Lal and Ayodhya ki Jai Gaur Brahmananda. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Ja,
She wants to sing?
It's fine.
Yeah, she says I, but she can sing.
Namaste
Hare Krishna. You devotees, thank you so much for staying until almost 8:45. Make this festival a grand success. Did you all like it?
Yes.
That's not a real like, I guess. One more time. Okay. Let's start with some gifts. Those who are here for the first time, if you please raise your hand. I should have done this just before the Aarti perhaps. At that time many devotees were there. How many have left already? But if you're here for the first time, okay, Manjari Mataji, would you like a Dutch book or a English book? English, please. English.
Standing in trees.
Yes, the big
Anyone else? Here for the first time?
Thank you very much.
No one else? Okay. Hare Krishna. So today's wonderful feast which you'll be taking home. Hare Krishna. This wonderful feast which you'll be taking home is cooked by Jayashree Mataji and Lakshmi Mataji, Pramila Mataji and Yana, I think, also helped. Right, Yana? Malata also. And there have been some wonderful cakes which also prepared. I think Anchal Mataji made the mango cake and some other people also made cake. I don't know who else made cake. Anybody knows who made cakes? Pramila Mataji made cakes? Yeah.
This boy makes cakes.
Chaitanya, keep quiet please. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's thank all these devotees. By Lord chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, I will. So tomorrow is the monthly program in Utrecht, Bhakti events in Utrecht. If you live in the area or you know someone who lives in this Utrecht area, or if you want to just join from Amsterdam, that's also fine. Please come and join us. We don't have anyone to throw it. We have many posters to announce today, but unfortunately I don't have it ready.
It's in the app.
Yeah, it will be shared in the app. Sunday we'll have Sunday feast, of course. Monday, His Holiness Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj is coming to Amsterdam. We're having his programs. Monday program in Hofdorp, Tuesday in Al van der Rijn, Tuesday daytime in Den Haag, Rotterdam, evening in Al van der Rijn. Muktiatri Mataji, 1 second. Okay. Wednesday during daytime in Den Bosch, Wednesday evening at ISKCON Amsterdam. So please note, Wednesday evening. So Monday evening in Hofdorp, Tuesday evening Al van der Rijn, Wednesday evening Amsterdam Temple. It is 3 days. Thursday will be in Eindhoven and Maastricht. So that's far for us perhaps. If you want, you can join us also still. Saturday is the King's Day. Friday is Kadam Kanana Maharaj's Vyas Puja in Radhadesh. If you want to join, please go to Radhadesh. Saturday is King's Day. We'll be having amazing festival.
If they join, they have to register. They have to
Okay, they have to register.
Without registration, it's,
Sure.
yeah.
So maybe you can approach Govinda Mataji to get to know how to register for Kadam Maharaj's Puja Day. Saturday is King's Day. We'll be having around 500 devotees coming from all over Europe to join us for the Harinam on
You
6th
said
of
500.
500. Yes. So please come and join us. We'll be also planning to have a few cultural programs just integrated into the King's Day also. So let's see how it goes. Following that weekend is Kirtan Mela, Amsterdam. That's May 4th and 5th. His Holiness Sachinandana Swami Maharaj is going to come, and we'll be having 2 days programs with him in the Oranikerk, in Meditashi town, and then Sunday feast in Amsterdam. I announced last week about His Grace Gauranga Prabhu's possible visit. That has been cancelled. Raj Sundar Prabhu from ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya is scheduled to come. First week of June, he will be here for 10 days around. And we are trying to get the Mahatma Prabhu's trail. And then Rath Yatra Amsterdam is 13th of July. So next 2 months are quite packed. If you're inspired with today's events, please come and give us a generous donation. It's the day of Rāma Navami, and for the pleasure of Sri Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Bhagwan here, who are, these are actually ISKCON Amsterdam deities. Of course, they stay with Rupal and Manik, because we don't have a big temple to keep the deities, but these are temple deities. These are brought from temple. These are ISKCON Amsterdam deities actually, and they're here to bless us all. And we're really happy that today everything went well. Did we all like the drama? Yes. You may think that this is some, many devotees also think that this is some political event. And just to give the context, Krishna's birthplace is still a mosque, right? It's still a mosque. So eventually, also perhaps we will also get to visit.
We'll plan out a drama for that.
Yeah, we hope that we'll be able to perform a drama for that eventually in our lives, and we can actually visit Krishna's birthplace. So these are historical events which have happened in this year, and really grateful to Naman and the whole drama team. Let's thank them by loud chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A wonderful decoration team. Sophia and others have done the entire team. Temple is like Sophia is here. She's also in place. Amazing outer decoration team. I don't know who all were there. Nartaki Radha and Triveni and I don't know who else. Kinath Prabhu also. You also did outer decoration. Did you also do?
I think it was the
He did the puja and Pujari service today. Thank you so much. Just thank them all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That brings us to the close of announcement. Let us close our eyes. Yes. Oh. Tulsi Puja for Durga. Oh, actually, Nartaki Radha takes care of our Tulsi so wonderfully. Look at the Tulsi. It has sustained our great winter. It's still so green. Nartaki Radha has put really good efforts in taking care of this. Our Sampati Prabhu has brought amazing changes in the temple hall. I don't know if you have seen the wall, the doors, the windows. Outside there's a shoe rack now, and so there are a lot of devotees who are doing a lot of background services, not coming in the forefront, but all the way. So let's thank all these devotees also who do tireless service in the temple. One last Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As usual, let's close our eyes. Today is the day of Rāma Navami. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us Radha and Krishna. Let us meditate on the beautiful, wonderful form of Radha and Shyam in Vrindavan. Let's pray that through these festivities and all our services, we eventually surrender our hearts to the divine couple and keep singing. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam.